we can come through that. I don't think you actually learn a great deal. The only thing perhaps the Brighton team might learn more than us, and I think obviously the two new boys in today will make a difference, but they'll learn about them straight away, which is maybe a bonus for their defenders, however it pans out. But one thing I hope for, Matt, as well, no injuries. Let's hope we don't get any pulled muscles.
We're seeing it light at the FA Cup final as the players and officials show their continued endorsement for the Black Lives Matter movement. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets the game underway then. Chelsea's pre-season starting on the final weekend of August. Nothing about the last few months has been normal. It is going to be, as I mentioned, a heavily compacted 2020-21 season as they try and fit everything in. Here's Hudson-Odoi. Somebody who will be looking to make an impression at the start of the campaign, having struggled to return from that Achilles injury, really. Now Reece James, he's going to let fly early on, and Chelsea nearly ahead with fewer than 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and straight away in the first couple of seconds, Brighton all over the place at the back. You know, when the shape of, we didn't see it in that shot, but this was a shot by Reece. Decent enough, across the face of the goal, best place to put it if you're going to miss the target. But players totally out of position for Brighton.
There's the Lana. Chasing here for Clark Salter as he has to put some pressure on Trossard. Oh, isn't it nice that that is not piped-in crowd effects that you're getting to hear? There's people inside a football stadium making noise.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice that you... Well, we said it already, haven't we? You know, we missed the fans, and I think that's something we'd love to get back in as soon as possible.
There's Veltman. Has come in from Ajax, and now Trossard twisting one way and another, trying to get his cross in. He managed to do that too. Just a little bit too high for Neal Maupay, and Ziyech will be able to bring it away. Lively start to the game. I guess it won't be a typical first pre-season game because the players won't have lost that much fitness in 3 weeks, presumably, but also because they're playing in front of an admittedly small crowd, but a crowd nonetheless. There's a bit more adrenaline maybe for them.
Absolutely, and I think the Brighton players will get something from this, and I think the manager would have probably said, hey, again, don't forget you're still playing for the fans, no matter whether there's none there or 2,500 or it's full capacity, but they'll want to put in a performance, but also the fans will want to make as much noise as they possibly can, and I'm sure the Brighton fans will do that.
Here is Clark Salter and Marcus Alonso. Christensen up to halfway. Alonso just in front of Graham Potter. Plenty of options ahead of him. Decided to go back to make sure his team kept possession.
There's that lovely, sweet left foot of Jake Clark-Salter, and there's Kante doing what he does best. You know, the players we know about, that will continue to play the way they can, and it'd be nice to see the ones we don't see, like Jacob, a little bit. Dreadful, but it drops nicely. You know, there's no complaints. If he makes a clean header and it goes in, all well and good. But he's mistimed the header completely, and this is like, it's like heaven, isn't it? First touch of the ball as well.
Well, he's a ruthless finisher from any position, Timo Werner, but he was never going to pass that opportunity up.
You don't give players of that quality that sort of time. I mean, poor defending, as we've already mentioned in the first 30 seconds, Matt. You know, poor defending by Brighton across the back line. They look a bit uncomfortable, unbalanced.
Everybody thought that there might be a flag up against Hudson-Odoi, but as we saw last season, Ziyech so good at judging those balls into the box.
I think the ball into Werner was good as well. He's moved, he's got himself into the right position to just make the tap in, which was good for him.
Ziyech then losing possession now. And giving a free kick away for a little tug on the shirt of Solly March.
Yeah, there's a learning curve for Ziyech, you know, in those deeper positions. Probably could have moved the ball on a little bit quicker, but that'll come. He'll learn as he goes along, and then he's trying to recover. Just a little tug on Solly, and it was always going to be a free kick, I'm afraid. But I think it's important in some ways we give away free kicks in a game like this, Matt. We spoke last season on numerous occasions about defending from dead ball situations like this sort of free kick or corner. So let's hope, and I'm sure there has been some work done on that.
Lallana was the decoy. March sent it in with his left, and it was a free header for Lewis Dunk, who was on the way down when he met it.
Yeah, well, I like to think things would have improved, but if he'd have timed it a bit better, Lewis Dunk, he'd have got a free header. It's not a difficult ball to defend against. We should be getting tighter, closer. Andreas and Jake allowing Lewis Dunk to get between them.
14 goals conceded from set pieces in the Premier League last season, Chelsea. There's the area that needs improving more than any other defence, I think it's fair to say. But having Ben Chilwell and Thiago Silva should go some way to doing that. There they are, distant supporters in the goal, in the stand behind the goalkeepers defending in the first half.
Making a good noise, aren't they? Just wonder how long this will last, you know. I know they're Brighton fans, but there'll be determination from them, you know, to keep going. You know, they'll be expected, you know, probably other Brighton fans have spoken to them, said, well, I'm going to the game, I'm going to go and enjoy it, and I'm going to make a lot of noise, and they'll be pushing them to do that.
Here's Bissouma. It's a decent ball as well. Chance for March to get his cross in. Christensen gave it straight back to him. Here's Bissouma again. Left foot deflected. Alonso had to be careful and managed to get it away from immediate danger.
It all came from Kepa's poor clearance, you know, and trying to find players from a dead ball situation sometimes doesn't need to do that. However, we have to react better. Once we lose possession, we have to react a little bit better. And yes, there was a block and the deflection could have gone in Brighton's favour, but Alonso again, as we would expect with his experience, in a good position just to deal with it.
Much the man for the set pieces for Brighton, it would seem. Against Chelsea in a Blues victory here a couple of years ago, Solly March, an academy graduate. At the time it was headed away on the edge of the 6-yard box out as far as Alzate. He clipped in a decent ball as well. Defenders had stayed forward from the corner, but Adam Webster couldn't get a meaningful connection.
And he's done well, Kepa, there. Really well. He had to come, heard the shout, keeper's ball, and he was allowed to come and collect and kept hold of it really well. The question I would ask about the ball in, 3 against 1 at the far post. Again, our marking's poor.
Worth pointing out, by the way, that we are just watching the one camera today, which is why you're not seeing a change of angle. Brighton providing us with that, for which we are grateful, but these are different times to what we're used to, so this is what we're making do with for this afternoon. Now Trossard, Bissouma. March seen plenty of the ball early on here. He's going to go for it as well.
I think that was drifting well wide on his weaker right foot. I think Reece probably preferred to send him that way rather than allow him to drop his shoulder and go outside of him, just to show him inside. He's a little bit close to the goal for me to giving too much room. Still gets a shot away, but snatches at it somewhat well wide.
And we should also hand out congratulations to Chelsea FC women, who have beaten Manchester City 2-0 at Wembley in the first Women's Community Shield since 2008. Howitzer from Millie Brighton and a goal from substitute Erin Cuthbert, both coming in the second half, giving Emma Hayes' team the first trophy of the season. In women's football, here's Marcos Alonso. This was in towards Werner. Kante's trying to pick up the scraps but couldn't quite. This is Neil Maupay. That was classic Kante.
Looked sharp, N'Golo Kante, even in these opening few minutes. He's looked really sharp. I like what I've seen. Let's hope those injuries are now behind him.
It's Kovacic, Chelsea's Player of the Year for 2019-20. Hudson-Odoi. It's a really good lead from Ziyech so that it could work its way through to James. Werner's touch off. Not quite run for Ziyech to have a shot. Might be able to now though. Onto the left foot, couple of deflections, took the sting out of it, made it comfortable for Matt Ryan.
Yeah, just struggled to get a shot away quickly enough on this occasion, Ziyech, but again the movement, the passing's pretty good, giving Brighton all sorts of problems.
Didn't have a great end to the season, Brighton. They did go unbeaten in their last three. They only won 1 of 8 as the season drew to an end, but 14th place, fair way clear of trouble in the end, and that mission accomplished in Graham Potter's first season in charge.
Yeah, I think he'd be more than happy, wouldn't he? It's a difficult time for some clubs come the start of the season. They're always wary of being relegated, so to finish where they did, it's very good.
Chelsea ahead here, Timo Werner's goal 4 minutes in. Here's March around Werner, and then the ball deflecting behind for a goal kick.
And again, Reece James in a good position. Gets a little bit of luck with the deflection. Comes back off Solly Martin out for a goal kick. What to say though, coming up to the 12-minute mark. Good start for Chelsea. Looked sharpish. I wouldn't say at top speed, but the passing's good. The passing's been crisp. It's been accurate. And of course we got the goal with a little bit of luck from the mistimed header.
Cheek with a mistimed header too. March back down the line. Late joining, as you can see, the starting 11 scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Of course there will be substitutes aplenty. James looking for somebody to toss the ball to. 37 appearances in his first Chelsea campaign, scored on his debut against Grimsby. I think he'll probably be more renowned for the goal that made it 4-4 against Ajax, mind you.
He's in there on merit as well. You know, first season really was a good season for him, but I'm convinced he can get better.
Kovacic able to bring it away here under pressure from Bissouma. Great run, and he managed to lay it off too, despite the fact he was being fouled by Veltman.
I think the referee is waiting to see what happened there. I think he was going to get the free kick, but does well Kovacic, doesn't he?
Now here come Brighton again. Trossard with Maupay in the middle. Still Trossard trying to fool James. Lallana decided against having a shot. Trossard will try again.
Getting great defending by Reece James. Really slowed the play down. Now he still gets another foot in. Nice and positive defending by him. Because once he slows the ball down, it gives the players behind him an opportunity to get back into the right and correct positions. And we did that in abundance there. Really good full-back defending there.
And there is Ben White, one of the players of the season in the Championship last term. See if he can make the step up to the Premier League. And there are other suitors apart from Leeds, where he was on loan last term, but Brighton see him as a big part of their future. They've enjoyed the majority of possession since Chelsea took the lead 10 minutes ago. Themselves crossing, looking for Lallana.
Good header by Jake as well. Just clears his lines. I think if we want to try and analyse the two guys, Ziyech and Werner, you've got to look at them over these first 15 minutes or so, and I'm liking what I see. I love the left foot of Ziyech. We can come back on inside, and we've already seen it with the delivery for the goal, and Werner's work rate is exceptional.
He's on the ball again here. That's the Brighton players back, keeping Chelsea away from their goal now. James can cross from deep though.
Just got a little bit too much on it, but we love it when he gets in that position, Matt. High up the park, wide on that right hand side with a powerful delivery coming up, which you know he's got the ability to do. Just gets slightly underneath that one, but again, Timo Werner will learn from that as the games go on, and I'm sure he's done it many times in training already.
Here's Christensen. Just trying to bring James back into it again, and James has got to scramble back to do the day job now.
Yeah, don't need to force it. Kovacic there, just trying to switch the plate, almost forcing it to Reece, who probably wasn't in a good position. That's a better ball by him though.
Enzo got it back from Werner and then laid it off for Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi stopped in his tracks by a good tackle from Bissouma.
It's a great challenge, isn't it? Can't afford to get that one wrong, Bissouma, but steps in nicely and takes the ball away from Callum.
Loftus-Cheek. Alonso's got some space.
Difficult to put those sorts of deliveries in for me from Alonso. There's some big players at the back, especially Adam Webster in that left back position. He's a tall lad, and to miss him out is difficult.
What can Ziyech do?
Good possession by Chelsea, not actually going anywhere at the moment. Obviously Brighton a bit concerned. Chelsea go on and get another goal in the next sort of 10 or so minutes, so they're packed in a bit tight at the moment, Brian, and we're having to work hard to switch the play from one side to the other to try and find those gaps.
Salter again. Made his debut under Gus Hiddink in that 4-0 win at Aston Villa in 2016. Hudson-Odoi. Chelsea still ahead thanks to Timo Werner's goal. Only 4 minutes into the game. Here's Loftus-Cheek. Kovacic taking matters into his own hands there. Well, Graham Potter likes his team to play out from the back, and Brighton determined to do that.
Did it well there, didn't they? They didn't panic. Good to see decent football. from the back as well, but they didn't panic, didn't want to give the ball away, and played it out nicely. Question mark for Brighton, of course, again this season will be how are they going to score goals, which has been a problem from last season. Will that happen again this year? I mean, always well organised. You know, Graham Potter's sides really are well organised. In fact, Brighton have been for a number of years now very well organised.
There's Kante. Werner making the move. The fact that he chased it down, maybe hurried Ryan into his clearance, and he put it out for a Chelsea throw. Ball too far ahead of Christensen. We've spoken a lot about the two new boys who are playing here today. Might be some more to come too. The transfer window not closing until the 5th of October. Brighton will certainly be hoping to get a bit more business done, I think. Here's Steven Alzate, who came to the fore for them last season. Born in Camden, international for Colombia, where his parents hail from.
This sort of match also gives both managers a chance to assess their players, as we know, fitness-wise as well as individually, whether they're up to speed for the start of the season.
It's a good move involving Trossard and Alzate, but Chelsea just about able to deal with it.
Yeah, Kovacic so close to giving away a penalty here. He just pulls his leg out just at the right moment. No contact, thankfully.
Header from Christensen. Here's Trossard. Too deep for Morpay. Kept alive though by Veltman. All alone at the far post was Trossard again, but maybe caught in two minds whether to shoot or try and find a colleague. He ended up whacking it into the stands.
I mean, definitely in 2 months. I'm not sure what he was actually thinking there, Trossard. Got much too much on the ball, and it was a cheap end to a not a bad bit of build-up play from Brighton, and I think that is typified Brighton in many ways. That's how they are. You know, they have to create a lot to score goals.
Point in the first half, Chelsea ahead. Alzate on the ball for Brighton.